Hey, what's up guys? We're using Shipwreck today from 345 Soap Co. I went ahead and already loaded the brush. The brush for today is the Maggard 28 millimeter super high density badger knot. So let's go ahead and take the excess from the tub and plop it on the face. Hope everybody is doing well. It's been a very, very busy day here. Have been having some issues with warranty work on my vehicle. There's nothing wrong with the vehicle, but there's nothing mechanically wrong with the vehicle. The sensor on the vehicle that kind of like has what is it called, lane departure or whatever, blah blah blah. Basically, if you're leaving the lane and you don't have your blinker on, or if you go near a line, it'll kind of like, won't take control of the steering wheel, but it'll kind of like start jerking you towards the middle of the lane again, which is pretty cool. I don't have an issue with that. But I noticed that it was doing it even when I wasn't close to a line, so it was kind of like pushing me towards traffic, which is not something you want to happen as you're driving 70 or more, down the highway. So contacted them. They said, yeah, the windshield was replaced right before you bought it. So come in, let us take a look at it and see if like they didn't adjust the sensor whenever they changed out the windshield. And apparently they did not. So they didn't adjust the sensor. So, all right, cool. So I get there today, and I'm sitting there for a while, and my salesman is the one that's kind of dealing with this whole thing. I bought it from him. Essentially, I bought it from the dealership, but I bought it from him, and so he's kind of like coordinating everything with the guys that are doing the work and blah, blah, blah. And anyways, he comes after like 2 hours, and he's like, hey, they're saying that they aren't able to do the work. They have to come to your house to do it. And I'm like, what? I'm already here. They're here. I'm here. The vehicle's here. What's the issue? Anyway, so then he went back. Long story short, they've got to come to the house, even though they didn't make any sense about why they had to come here as opposed to doing it at the dealership. So I was kind of pissed off. And, drove there, spent time not only driving there, it's about 30 minutes away, so about an hour of driving, sat there for 2 hours. You're talking about essentially half a day down the toilet. And so, anyway, they were like, well, we can offer you a complimentary free wash and vacuum and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. They're just trying to get you out the door, honestly, without you griping too much at that point. And so I was like, whatever. It's not that it's the salesman's fault. It's none of that, I don't think, anyway. But very, very nice lather here, by the way. So I have 2 soaps from 345 Soap Co. I need to get some more because they're excellent. Shark Bite, which is like a tropical scent. It is pineapple, pear, coconut, and wood. Those scents are actually right there. And then Shipwreck, I don't really know 100% what's in Shipwreck. I did when I did the review. I wrote everything down. Now I have no clue. But Shipwreck also smells very, very good. And the lather is just phenomenal in these soaps. The base is great. All right, so I am testing some straights that will be sent out here the next day or two. So I need to test these, get them disinfected, stropped, and out. So we have 2. They are looking both the same, but it's 2 separate razors. So let's see. Yeah, I have I don't know, maybe 3 days worth of growth, 3 full days. My wife has this habit of texting me as I'm in there, as I'm in the bathroom shaving. I just washed most of it off, but you can see we have quite a bit of growth that we're knocking down here. First pass with the grain on this specific razor. Perfectly fine. Cut smooth. No tugging at all. Very sharp. That is, shoot, I didn't mark it. One of these is a JNat, Mizuku, and then one is the Arkansas. Let's see if I can tell the difference, because I did not put the blue tape on here. I think this one here is the Arkansas. And I say that because it's a bit more gratty. Meaning, like, okay, maybe grabby is not the right word. It's a bit more, the Arkansas, in my opinion, at least the way I hone and I get edges on my stones from the Arkansas, it's not as smooth as the JNat, but it's sharper. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but we have a ton of hair in there. Neither one tugged. It's nothing like that. It's just this feels the Arkansas stone is made of novaculite, and apparently with the JNat pass, apparently took off a little bit of skin there. But the novaculite's a very, very, very fine, minute particle, and with that, you know, you can get some very, very sharp edges depending on how you hone. And typically I use, instead of, some people use glycerin to hone on a JNat, I'm sorry, on an Arkansas stone. I don't, I just use Dawn soap, you know. And the reason for that is you are breaking up that suction that happens between the metal and the actual stone itself. And you're having the particles, instead of like the minute, very, very fine particulate that's coming off of the razor, you're having that suspended in the actual solution of water and soap instead of sitting on the stone. And possibly, I mean, there's a couple of reasons that you do that. Possibly, like what I'm telling you, you could have metal particles coming off the razor and messing up your edge. And also, it's the friction, the coefficient, kind of is equaled out with the actual. Yeah, this is. I need to start on the left side here. This is the Arkansas here. And there is a noticeable difference when I use the soap and I don't. So if I just used water to finish the edge with an Arkansas, there's a clear difference. You know, between just plain water and soap. The water and soap, for me, just feels a bit. Feels a bit smoother. It puts it more towards the JNat side as opposed to the synthetic side as far as sharpness goes. Harshness makes it a bit more bearable. Not that it's bad at all without. It's just it is better in my opinion with the water and soap. A bunch of little weepers. I wonder if since I had so much growth, if I kind of had a little patch of, I don't know, something under the skin. Cool. All right, guys, that is the shave. Excellent soap. You know, there's nothing I could say bad about 345 Soap Co. The price is good. You get, I think it's 5.8 ounces. I could be slightly wrong on that. I think it's 5.8 though. Let me keep these separate. So that was the JNet I just did, and this is the Arkansas. Cool. So I've got to get those. Let's do a cold water rinse. I have to get those disinfected. Disinfected, stropped, and packaged. Get those out the door. All right. For the aftershave, it will be Pinard Club, and I've been on a Pinard Club and kick here recently, like for the past couple of weeks. I don't know, just something nostalgic, especially about this one. And the Bay Rum one, I don't know if I've ever told you guys the Bay Rum. Every time I use that, shoot, now the book's gonna escape me. I'm trying to remember. It's the shoot. I literally think of it every time I use that aftershave, and I can't think of it now. It's Timothy and the kid. What is it? Oh, the K. It's the K. So I don't know if you guys had to read that in school or not when you were younger. And I don't know if they put it in school now. In all honesty, I have no idea if you still read that in school. But The K was a fantastic book. This little spot won't stop leaking. But yeah, Timothy, the guy that is, I guess, the main character or the secondary character in The K, the kid mentions that he smells strongly of bay rum aftershave. And so every time I use this one, since it's Virgin Island bay rum, I don't think they were in the Virgin Islands, but for that story. But anyway, it reminds me of that every time man, that's a good book. That's a good book. All right, guys, that is it. I'm going to probably get the styptic and get that and that kind of to stop. But anyway, good shave overall. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you want to see something specific, see a specific razor or blade or DE blade or a straight razor or soap or anything, just let me know in the comments. And we can make that happen. So hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you next shave.